Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my lovelies. So just making sure we are going live. Hello. Perfecto. Yes, we are. Amazing. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to episode 7 of the Tash Talks live show. I hope you are all doing fabulous. Today is going to be the most freaking awesome day because we decide. Because we're the creator of our day and of our thoughts and of our feelings and of our emotions. So I'm actually just going to shut the door just so that little pee-pee doesn't come in. Hey guys, don't forget to put hello in the chat box so I can see everybody that is on live. And of course, if you're watching us on the replay, say hello in the chat box in the replay. Wow, I know I say this every week, but boy, do we have some juicy questions. As always, I'm going to keep it raw and keep it real. All my realness, everything I'm going to kind of come out with today, all my riffs, all my strategies, all my soul, all of this is my experience, okay, my journey that I love to share with you. And I love to be able to give this value. Like I love to be able to come into your world with the consistency, with the commitment of every single Friday. You are going to be here live with me on Tash Talks at 10 a.m. for however long we are, right? So without further ado, let's kick off. Right, what I would love to start with before we kick off into the questions is kind of that's wonderful. Wires come down. Actually, that's really going to annoy me. So hold on one minute. Don't you just love being live? Wonderful. Oh, you can still see a bit of the wire. It's so annoying. 1 minute, guys. This is where my tidiness comes out. I'm a perfectionist. Right, there we go. All sorted. I'm back. So let me tell you about kind of what's going on in my world for this month. Next Friday, we are doing a live masterclass, which is called the 6-Figure You Masterclass. And it's going to be a masterclass like no other. And this was kind of like a download that I had when I had my soul day last Monday, I believe. I put it out there to the universe and I said, universe, like share with me, help me, guide me, divine me into what I'm here to teach, what I'm here to offer next. What does my audience need from me? And it didn't come automatically. It came, I think, I kept having these kind of nuggets, these drops come to me, but it didn't come automatically. And then when it did come, which not yesterday, the day before, I was like, dang, I'm going to do a masterclass and share, because it's the one thing that I get asked so much in my DMs is, but how did you grow your business to 6 figures? How did you do it? Because you guys watch me do what I do and love what I do. I don't promote the hustle. I don't promote saying, okay, you need to stay up all night. Everything I do, everything I've achieved is achievable and doable for you too. And I think that's what makes it so relatable. What I'm going to share with you isn't that I spent 300,000 on ads, because then you could go, well, I'm not at that position, Tash, to spend 300K on ads, right? So everything I'm going to teach you in this masterclass is doable. And the best thing about it, the best download I had, not only am I going to share my journey, so from where I started to where I am right now, I'm going to share all of that in like a timeline. When I invested into my coach, how much I invested, when I done my first group program, and I'm going to literally go through all my journals to see at what point, like how much money I made. I really kind of want to get into as much of the details as possible, which is going to be quite challenging for me because I'm quite an overview. I'm quite somebody that I like what I like, but can work out the details yourself. It's kind of that. But anyway, in this masterclass, it's going to be different. I'm also going to be sharing with you, if I was to start all over again, knowing everything I know now, 5.5 years later, what I would do differently, because there is so much that I would do. And I truly believe, I don't believe in regrets or anything like that. What I do think, hindsight's a great thing, is if everything I knew right now, I definitely would have fast tracked my success, hit my different milestones in my business a lot quicker if I hadn't have done these things, which I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm also going to be sharing with you all the ways in which you can make 100K in your business. So of course I'm going to show you how I've done it, but I'm also going to share with you what happened after I made the 100K. Where else did I diverse my business? Where did I pivot? What did I do? All these different things, because there is no cookie cutter one way only of how you can make 6 figures. It doesn't exist. There's many different ways, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm also going to be sharing with you the mistakes I've made and how you can just focus on these 3 really important things that are going to grow your business and scale your business skyrocket. And then the most important elements to it. I'm going to be sharing with you energetically what I've done to be able to step into the 6 figures, because way before I had 6 figures in a bank account, way before I was making the 10K months, I had to energetically change. And that is everything that I embody, which I'm going to be sharing with you. And I'm going to be doing a live activation with you to be able to create a transformation. So all you have to do is come onto this masterclass with a limiting belief, with something that's keeping you stuck, whether it's a pattern, a thought, a feeling, an emotion, whatever it is. Come to the masterclass with it, and we're going to create a transformation to clear you through that, so that you can truly believe that you can go on to make 6 figures, right? And this is for you, whatever stage of business you're at. Doesn't matter if you're just starting off. This is potent as to get into, or if you're kind of on your way to scale 6 figures, let's do it a lot quicker. So I'll leave the link into the Facebook group so that you can see, so you can click up and link. Every single day the price goes up, so don't wait, just grab in now. I'm celebrating so many of you for jumping in yesterday, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, get on over to Instagram, because that's where you're going to get all the juiciness first. So that's what's going on in my world. And also the doors for the next round of Conscious Coach is going to be opening, which I'm really excited. We are on week 4 with my live launch at my live group at the moment, and they're just incredible souls. I am the most luckiest coach in the world to be able to work with souls like this, and I can't wait to see who I work with next in the next round. The next round won't start to the end of March, but we're going to be opening the doors, and you're going to be hearing so much more about Conscious Coach and how it transformed my life just from as short as last year to the person that's in front of you right now, and how I'm able to do that for you. And the best thing that I love about Conscious Coach is, this is why I say it will change your life, because this journey, entrepreneurship, of working on yourself, is a lifetime commitment. So this Conscious Coach program is going to serve you your lifetime. It's lifetime access. So even after you've done the live round, the content will still, all the stuff from all the other live rounds that I do will go into that one portal, so you'll get it all. So it'll be a great touch base that you can keep going back to, keep shifting, keep, if you've got limiting belief, you keep going back to use the process to eliminate that. Anytime that you're coming up against, maybe it's a new trigger or something's going on, or your confidence, or working on your identity and your shadows and your inner belief and all of these types of things, that's why it's lifetime work, because it's going to be all in there for you. Anyway, let's get on to the questions. Okay. I launched my group program last year and sold out. Amazing. But I rinsed and repeat the same strategy this month, and it hasn't worked so well. Any insight as to why? That's a mouthful. Any insight as into why? Yes. People are buying differently. People are buying differently to how they bought last year, to the year before, to the year before that. When, you have to have real awareness when it comes to your industry, and it comes to your clients, and your potential clients, your audience. If you're in this game of business to be freaking great at what you do, so you have to be aware of the market. You have to be aware of where you need to pivot in your business, because not everything is going to run and sell the same way it's always sold. So what I would say to you is, you need to adjust your sales strategy. And do you have more sales strategies? Because just having one sales strategy is not enough, because how you sell on Instagram stories will be very different to how you sell on emails. How you sell in through the DMs will be very different to how you sell live on a show or a TV, a live. How you sell on a reel. They're all very different ways of selling. So you need to be able to diversify. And you also need to understand that how somebody will buy a one-off masterclass will be very different to how they will buy a a 3-month package, working one-on-one with you, coming to join your membership, buying an online course. Third thing, everybody buys differently. Think about how you buy. Are you somebody that goes, oh my God, I love this coach, I trust her, I'm in? Are you somebody that will only buy if there's a bonus? Are you somebody that only buys when it's the early bird? The price goes up, you're like, no, I'm not going to do it now because I've missed out on that price. Are you the last minute buyer? Oh my God, I didn't even see this. And you jump in. Are you somebody that pays in full? Are you someone that does a payment plan? Are you somebody that needs a lot of warming up? So when I think about the people that come into my world, I'll give you a great example. Somebody came into my world, really, literally found me from Instagram. I believe she said from the hashtags, and bought a high ticket program from me. She just met me, right? But I had the social proof. She binged all my Instagram content. She's like, absolutely, like, you're the coach for me. Then I have somebody else that's in my world for probably 5.5 years since I've been going and has never bought a thing from me. Or someone that's just stayed in the tribe for this much amount of time. Or then I have other clients that buy every single thing from me. I've got one-on-one clients that buy my group programs, have bought all my group programs in the tribe, have gone all through all my online courses and all my one-off masterclasses and in all my free stuff. So you've got to understand that everybody buys differently, and holding the resentmentness, holding resistance towards, I've put this out on Insta stories and nobody's buying. You need to take responsibility. You're the business owner. Where can you look at your selling strategies and where does it need work? And another thing, we get so focused as entrepreneurs on the front end, the selling part, that you actually miss the back end part. So why can I put Insta stories up and they sell? So let's say, for example, when I do my masterclass, I literally just put on my Insta stories. I hadn't even done a post at this point. Yeah, I hadn't even done a post because the post went out last night. So before I just done my Insta stories and people sold, they bought into the masterclass. This isn't just because the masterclass at the time when I was selling it was the pre-sale 22, and it's gone up to 33, and it will continue to go up until next Friday when we go live. It's not the price. You've got to think about, I have built a hot audience. Have you? Are you actually working on your social media strategy from the back end? So the stuff that you're putting out, not the selling stuff, the actual value-based content that's making people binge, is that good? Are you showcasing yourself as the expert? Is somebody coming onto your Instagram and understanding and knowing straight off the mark, yes, I know exactly what it is that you do and I want to work with you? Is that happening? That's what you want to ask yourself, because I see so many people get so focused on the front end and not understand why these people are not buying, because even some things that they're giving away for free, Tash, no one's buying my freebie. I'm like, yeah, but it's because of the back end. Like, why are you not making your social media? Why are you not making your Instagram feed so extremely important? Well, I posted last week. It's not good enough. Like, it's not good enough. If you want to build a consistent, successful, sustainable, easy for me to say, business, you have got to put the work in. You can't just expect, however dreamy those clients are when they come and they just see one post from you or listen to a live and they're like, I'm in, I'm paying full, I want to be in your world for the next year. That's incredible. Unicorn, right? But there are also unicorn clients in the other ways that people buy, but you're not delivering to them. You're only delivering to that one client. And if somebody doesn't buy like this, it's not working. I'd also look at the strategies. I would also look at is your upsells, your downsells. What bonuses do you offer? What part of the launch are you in? Like, what's your product suite? Is there other things that we can offer them? Are you 1,000,000% sure that your messaging's on point? You're speaking to your ideal client. This solution is what they actually need and want, right? So all of these things come into it because you have to commit to this business. You've got to commit to showing up. You've got to commit to looking at your business, and not in a negative way, like, oh, this isn't working, pity party me. Okay, let me look at what actually is working. Great, this. Where can I tweak this? Where would need some more awareness around this? Where can I get some help around this? Okay, because this is working or this isn't working, and this part that isn't working, I want it to work. So I need to understand why it's not working and how I can get some help around that. Okay. Next question. Just notice that this laptop looks really dirty like that. Anyway, How do you stand out like a brand? How do I stand out like you? You stand out. I want to stand out. Okay. Thank you. How do you stand out? You stand out by being yourself. How you do that and why you do that is you build a freaking brand. Okay? You build a brand. See past the very small context of, I'm just here to help a few people change their lives and make a little bit of money. No. You're here to build a freaking brand. You're here to change lives, change your own lives, and how you do that, how you stand out, how that when I jump on an Insta story, I'm able to sell a masterclass, I'm able to sell my one-on-one package, I'm able to sell Conscious Coach. Why? Because I'm the expert. I own that. My confidence, my inner work, my branding is very cohesive. What my messaging, what I am saying also is what I'm embodying. I'm not saying, you don't have to work hard and everything's really easy and then you see me, you know, working, actually doing the practical stuff in my business. No, I talk about soul strategy. I talk about blending the inner work. You see me do that. You see me talk about it, teach upon it, embody it, right? Showcase it. I showcase my clients' results, what they're saying. It's all very cohesive to my messaging and what I'm saying. And don't forget, I am helping entrepreneurs like you watching this right now, whatever stage of business you're at. I help clients that come into my world that are just starting. They've got their business idea, but they want help to that in their social media, their messaging, their ideal clients, how to sell, they're mastering their mindset. I help that all the way up to scaling. I help people that come and we expand their product suite, step into their unconscious beliefs and really kind of leverage that. I teach branding. I teach how to master the social media side of things organically, right? So everything that I am teaching on, I'm showcasing. So I am the expert when it comes to that. I embody my own success. Are you embodying that? Think about what would your name do differently if I was coming through the lens of I'm building a freaking brand. What does that Natasha do? Because that Natasha does something very, very different to what the other Natasha is doing. A great example is you don't need to overcomplicate things. And I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. You don't need all the fancy stuff to build a successful business. You really, really don't. And Rihanna is a great example of this. When she done it's gone completely from my head what she does. What is it called? Super Bowl. There we go. It's literally went from my head. Super Bowl. When she done the halftime Super Bowl, right? Just her, herself, and I. She just had some dancers, some epic dancers, by the way. She had the same costume. She had the same stage. She had no guest speakers, and she just solely relied on her greatness, her swag. You know, like when you're watching her, you're in it, you're feeling it, right? Lovely bit of marketing, putting her own makeup on there, like perfect. I mean, that is a savvy badass woman, right? You don't need all the fancy stuff, okay? Once you nail the most important thing, which is you're the CEO, you're the reason why people buy your business. That is why you need to be investing in your own self-development. That is why you need to be working on your own unconscious beliefs, because that's the only thing that's stopping you. I don't care what excuse you're going to say to me. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know how to do these funnels, and I don't know how to do ads, and I don't know if my website looks good enough, and I don't think my Instagram's good enough, and da 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 da. The first and foremost, the thing you need to work on first is yourself. Because it doesn't matter if you've got the most sexiest funnel in the world. If you do not back yourself, if you cannot show up unapologetically as yourself, own your greatness, be truly and utterly in love with yourself and your identity of who you are, your morals, what you stand for, your core beliefs of you and your business, then it's not going to work anyway. No sexy funnel is going to outdo the work on yourself. Never. And it's when they say you can never out train a bad diet. Whoa, mic drop. That's exactly that. You can never out strategize the inner conscious work. I love that. Just literally made that up, right? What human design are you, and how do you feel it affects your business? I am a generator, and I run my whole business now based on that. So when I was new to business, I didn't even know what human design was. So I was running my business from old beliefs, from old conditioning. I was doing what I've always done, yet expecting a different result. I know. And until human design came into my life, and this is why this is so important and why it's in this week's content of Conscious Coach. So all you clients that are watching, Conscious Coach clients, it's coming this week for you. Because once I knew and understood my human design, and it all kind of made sense to me, I was like, right, this makes sense, because I'm a doer. And I probably why I've always attached myself to that role of hustler, because I like to do. My word is satisfaction. So I love to feel satisfied. So I will do something like, let's say something's not even on my to-do list, but I've done it. I'm going to write it in my to-do list so I can mark it off with a highlighter and tick it off my phone. Why? Because how my body reacts to the sensation of satisfaction is like a drug to me, okay, which is my human design word, satisfaction. So of course, I'm going to do things that are going to create satisfaction for me. Why I work out, why I do things that lights me up, because it creates satisfaction. I go to bed and I'm like, I'm satisfied, right? So for me, the journey and the work for me has definitely been that I needed to do less, keep doing the doing, but doing from place of joy, doing the things in my business that light me up. You might be thinking, yeah, but what do you do, Tash, if there's things in your business that I'm fortunate. No, I'm not actually going to say fortunate enough, because I invested into a VA, back in the early days, probably not even early enough, right? But I did. So yes, I've got a team that I can now delegate the jobs that are their zone of genius, that light them up, that don't particularly light me up. But of course, there's things in my business that I have to do. We are businesswomen, right? And there's things that we've got to do. Do I enjoy accountant meetings? Absolutely not. Do I like vibe off looking at my P&L? Like, no, like these things just don't light me up. Like, do I sometimes, forget to update my spreadsheet of like how many clients have signed up that month? Yeah, like, because these things just don't light me up. But as a businesswoman, I know that these things are important in that side of the business. So do I do them? Yeah, the spreadsheet thing is hit and miss sometimes, but anyway. Do I, there's things in your business that you have to do, right? But do I make them fun and joyful? Yes. I feel like my accountant thinks I'm cuckoo. She comes onto our meetings and she's probably like, what the actual, I must have asked her a question. I said, what would happen if da 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 da? And she's looking, she's like, that would be like 10x your growth. I'm like, no, I'm just putting it out there to the universe. I just want to know, so on the practical level, what that would actually look like. She's like, okay. Even when I was starting my business and I was asking questions about what would it look like to be VAT registered then, and blah, 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 blah. And she's probably thinking, when I first started my business, well, you're not making that money, so why are you asking about the VAT register? But can you see, because I'm putting it out there to the universe, I'm like, no, that's going to happen. I'm going to need to know when the universe delivers this and I'm making 10k months, I'm going to need to know about that, right? So I will do things that light me up. So especially before I jump on the call then with my accountant, and it's nothing to do with her. It's just, they're the things that light her up, and they're the things that she's, it's her job to talk about. And I'm just a bit like, I want to talk about the universe and like vibes and strategy and like sexy soul stuff, right? I don't want to talk about this. This is boring the hell out of me. But we have to take radical responsibility in our business, that there's things that we've got to do. So yes, that's what I'm saying. So what you have to do then is do things in your business before you've got to do the things that are going to light you up. So I might take a walk. I'll definitely jam out to some music, right? So I might have like, come on, woo, girl, I've got Rihanna on before, and then I'm like on the account, I mean, hello, how are you all, right? So make sure that you're doing things, and especially as a generator, I desire to, I make it a priority for myself to be doing things in my business that light me up. This, to me, some people would say, oh my God, I can't believe you go live every single Friday for free in your group community. I'm like, oh my God, this is a vibe, right? my freebies that I create, the content that I do on Instagram, you know, I do them because I love to do it. Some people don't enjoy social media. I do. I didn't used to until I learned the strategy and learned actually what lights me up and what feels good. I don't do things in my business because I have to. And that was a massive changing point for me, because especially at the beginning of my business, I was doing so much that I felt that you had to do. And it was now stepping into my power and being very unapologetic myself and going, well, this is what I do. Yeah, but that's not good. That's not industry standard, and that's not going to get you that result, and that's not going to do this. And you know, if you do that and the numbers dip, that's going to mean this and this and this. And I'm like, let me do me. I am loving and living my life to the full every single day. That is my KPI. That is my KPI. You know, getting up to do what I love to do every single day. This is not work. This is not work. And when I do the Conscious Coach round, this round, we've done an evening call. So every Wednesday for an hour and a half, I miss bedtime with Santiago so I can be there with the girls. That isn't a chore. That's my choice. If I didn't want to do that, I wouldn't do that. But I want to serve my clients, okay, as well as serve myself, as well as make sure that I'm creating an impact and I'm creating a life and there's balance. And, you know, would I miss bedtime every night? Absolutely not. Right. There's non-negotiables. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my day with my son. Like, that is it. It doesn't matter if someone was like, I'll pay you £1 million to coach me on a Tuesday and Thursday. I'm like, no, sorry, they're my days with my son. So it's doing the things that always give me shivers talking about it. It's doing the things in your business that light you up. And if you're not lit up and it isn't making you feel, oh, like I freaking love this, then that's what you need to change. There's something in your strategy that needs to change, and then there's something inside of you that needs to change. Because, well, you shouldn't be running a business. This is just my opinion. You shouldn't be running a business just to make money. Like, I would say the most successful people isn't the wealth that they've got. Of course, they're wealthy, but it's how much they are in love with their business. And you're going to find so much more success in what it is that you do when you love what you do. Okay. And you don't have to love what you do and not charge. It doesn't make you a more worthy person because you're giving away. Like, it doesn't matter how broke you are. You can't help broke people if you're so broke, right? You want to be abundant. You want to live the life that you truly do, and you want to help other people do it, right? That's why I talk about embodiment and why it's so important, because how can I talk about you doing your inner work if I don't do it? How can I teach Conscious Coach if I don't actually do it? How can I teach you about soul strategy if I don't do it? How do I teach you about success and getting 10 figures? How do I teach all of this if I'm not actually embodying it myself? So if you haven't done human design, I would definitely say do it. Okay, right now I'm feeling a little bit a bit deflated. I've been doing the work, posting on social media, offering my offers, and I'm grateful for the clients I do have, but I desire more, which is nothing wrong with that. I know I'm capable to achieve what I desire, which is a 6-figure business. I've nailed my why, niche, messaging, social media game, all the things you talk about, but it's not happening. What am I missing? I love this. Okay, good. Currently, right now, you are seeing you and your life through your lens, through your perspective. That doesn't mean it's the reality. So I feel like we're in the lens of it's not working. And when we are in the lens of it's not working, mind is going to look for all the evidence of why you are correct. See, you put that post out and nobody bought. That didn't go viral. Nobody opened your email. Nobody's signing up. They're not signing up quick enough. You're not growing quick enough. You haven't done this. You haven't achieved X. Y. Look at that person on social media. They've already done this, this, and this. And they started the same time you did. Or they were 5 months behind you and now they're 5 months financially ahead of you. So at the moment, mind is looking for that, right? When what we actually need to do, because that's what's going to limit you, what we need to be doing is looking at, what if we looked through the lens of what is working? What actually in your business right now, strategically as well as energetically, is working? Because once we change that lens to what is, we're going to seek more evidence to that. And it's really important that we have awareness of what isn't, where needs some work, where we need to put some light onto it. And that will be strategically as well as energetically. So that's really important. But business growth takes consistency. This isn't about just posting once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. You know, this is really about showing up. This is about being consistent in yourself, in your self-talk, in your messaging, in your branding, in your offering. Like, it's consistency across the board. This isn't just about doing one thing and then expecting that to be the magic answer. You know, business takes strategy, it takes the inner work, it takes resilience, it takes you becoming triggered so that you can become untriggerable, right? And I feel like we have these timelines of when we should, like that word, like I feel like the word should is very damaging. We should have had children right now. We should have been more successful. We should have bought 2 houses. We should have been married. We should have had kids. Like we have this timeline restriction on ourselves that all the things that you should have done at a should have point. But if your context is so big and so wide, then you stepping into that 6 figures, which that's what you said in your comment, wasn't it? Yeah, 6 figures. If that is going to happen, then why does it matter if it's next month, next 6 months, or next year? So what if you were to widen that scope? Zoom out, rather than, I feel like at the moment you're zooming into all the problems that are not working in your business, rather than actually zooming out. And then what I want you to do is detach away from the outcome of that. You know, the fact you haven't made 6 figures, what are you making that mean? Because it seems like, it feels like from your message and you're making it mean a shit ton. And there's so much pressure there, and there's so much more restriction, and you're confided into you're not succeeding because everybody else is, and you haven't hit this and you haven't done that. So what if we were to detach away from the outcome, just focus on providing great freaking content, right? That's your sole focus, without the, I'm going to post this in order for somebody to buy. I would look at your marketing, your selling, like, are you marketing the right way? Is there a strategy of your selling? And most importantly is, are you working on yourself? I know you're saying you're doing the inner game. What exactly are you doing? Because there could be a gap in that. I was doing all the mindset work, right? And up until last year, it completely worked, right? Mindset work's absolutely freaking incredible. Last year, I had to go deeper. I had to go deeper. I thought it was more strategy what I needed to scale my business to 7 figures. But it wasn't. I needed to do the inner work, like the deep inner work, the shadow work, the inner child work. I needed to remove the unconscious limiting beliefs, not my conscious limiting beliefs, the unconscious, what that conditioning was rewiring, continuously going round and round and round like a broken record. That's what I needed to do. And that's how I create a conscious coach. So I feel like sometimes we go through the breakdown for the breakthrough to come. And you don't always need to have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. That's what I had last year. I had to have things crumble down for me to build that back up even stronger, more resilient and untriggerable. So, and focus on what the feelings are if it's already been done. Like it's a done deal. Like you are making 6 figures 1,000,000%. And if I was to say to you, you are guaranteed to make 6 figures, how differently do you show up? How differently do you act? How differently is your vibe? Is your energy? How differently do you market? How differently do you sell? How different are your offers? How different is your alignment? How different are you spending your days when you're working on your business, in your business, and out of your business? How different is your life if the 6 figures was guaranteed? Stop filling yourself with the doubt, the what if this doesn't happen? Yeah. But you're so focused on what hasn't happened yet, that is why you're staying where you are. Because your focus, where energy goes, focus goes, energy flows. And right now it's all focusing on the what isn't working rather than what actually is, and that feeling of it's a done deal. It's working, it's happening, it feels so good, it gets to feel this easy. Oh my goodness, clients just flowing to me. I'm getting the DMs that Tash always talks about. Send me the payment link, please. Oh my goodness, I want to renew my contract with you, but we've not even finished 3 months yet. I know, but I want to stay in your world. One-on-one clients, buying all your other things. Like you get to have it all. You do, but you've got to do the work. And the most important work, if you're going to do anything today, is the unconscious work. You got to go deep. You got to go deep because there are some limiting beliefs there, girl, that we need to shift. Okay, last question, my lovelies. Love hearing you riff on money and how you can repel the one thing that you really need. Sorry, I should say want, LOL. Yes. I'm actually going to correct that and say want still detaches you away from, mine sees want And listen, we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of saying, oh, I want this, I want 7 figures, I want it. We're all guilty of it. And that's why we've got to be so conscious of our self-talk. And what if we were to change the word want to desire? What does want do? Want detaches you, mind, away from where you are right now to the goal. Whereas desire just feels less restrictive. It just feels so flowy. Would love to hear you some more on this. Okay, hold on. Sorry, let me read that again. Love to hear you riff on money and how you repel the one thing you really need. Sorry, I should say want. Would love to hear you on some more of this. Yeah, okay. So when it comes to money, money is energy. Money is energy, and energy is everything. Yet we put money on a pedestal. We make money mean something. I am a badass because I make 6 figures. I am crap at what I do because I don't make 6 figures, right? That's what our humanness has been conditioned to believe. Remember when you were a child and your mum or dad or caregiver would tell you off for doing something. You are naughty because you took a cookie from the cupboard, right? You are naughty. And listen, I grew up with being told I was naughty, right? Our parents do what our parents have been known to do, what our grandparents have taught our parents, and it kind of goes on and goes on and goes on. The problem with this is when we just kick into the shoes. Hold on, they're coming off. Kick them off. When we get told you are naughty, we as children are conditioned as we are bad. There's badness. We are badness. That's what a child, that's because from age 0 to 7, that's where our unconscious mind is being developed. As a child, you don't have a conscious mind, you don't have logic. That's why children will run in the road, because they don't have logic to go, this is really dangerous. That's why their parents are there, okay? But what happens is when you're told you're naughty, you take that on. So as you grow up and you've always been saying, that's naughty, you're bad with money, that then goes into your money story. So you're bad with money. That means you're a bad person. You're in credit card debt. That means you're a bad person. Because good people don't get themselves into credit card debt. Rubbish. Who told you that? Like, who told you that? There's so many people out there that have got debt. This is a whole different riff. I actually don't see debt as a bad thing. Like, I don't, and I'm not here to promote. There's healthy debt, okay? There's leveraging debt, right? So you could say one example is I have an Amex card, right? That I spend near enough everything on, and at the end of the month you pay it off. Now, some people have got this restriction around, no, I can't have that because I can't trust myself. Well, the way I see it is I'm going to leverage that because it gives me air miles. And when I was flying to San Francisco and LA, we fly first class and then flew back business class. And it probably should have cost us about 15,000 each. And it cost us around, I think, 1,700 in total because of my air miles. So you could say debt is bad, or you could say you could leverage it and be really smart with it. Anyway, I'm not going to riff on debt. We were talking about money, badness. Yes. So what happens then is, so for example, what I do, and I'm not saying I'm not a parent guru at all, but this is what I do from everything I know and understand about unconsciousness and the consciousness. When Santiago does something, let's say he's going through this phase at the moment of hitting, smacking. Wonderful. So beautiful, isn't it, when a toddler does this? So instead of going, no, you are naughty, I don't ever say that. I don't ever call Santiago naughty. I detach him from his behavior. So I say, I'm talking about the behavior, not Santiago. He's not bad. He's not naughty. He doesn't understand. He's 2 and 3 months. Like, he doesn't understand that smacking is bad. We understand because we're adults. We know it's not right to go and smack somebody in the street. Like, we know this. We understand this. He doesn't. So can you see how I detach away from calling him bad and calling out the behavior? We're not our behavior. We're not our thoughts. We have behavior and we have thoughts, but we're not them. So when it comes to money, we are not our money story. You get to pick up your money story and chuck it down. I don't care how many years of conditioning you have. You can change your money story. You get to choose that. You get to have the choice to work on it and say to yourself, I'm calling myself out for this. And, one of the girls in Conscious Coast had the biggest aha moment that she has that choice to do that and how she's able to change that. And from changing that, she feels like she's turned into this money magnet, right? Because of it. So we get to choose if money empowers us or depowers us, right? We get to choose that. And as the powerful thing that I want you to take away from this is as soon as you stop attaching a meaning to money is when you stand in your power. I spent years feeling powerless to money, being in debt, owing money, like earning good money and spending good money. Like I've spent years kind of as a slave to that same freaking thing, right? And it was only until you stop and you literally let go of that money story and go, right, I'm standing in my power because yeah, I was in debt and yeah, I done this and yeah, I done that and yeah, I done that. But it makes it mean nothing, because even, you know, life's going to challenge you and it's going to trigger you and there's going to be dips in your business. Are you making that dip mean something? You know, just as when you have the best month ever and you're like, oh my God, I'm so resilient, I'm a badass. Yes, we celebrate it. But what I want to do and what I teach in Conscious Coach is how to neutralize that, how to neutralize the highs and the lows and make either of them not mean anything. And this might be blowing your mind right now because you're like, what? What do you mean not make it mean anything? Like if I make 10K, that's freaking amazing. Yes, it is, but it doesn't mean that you're a badass. Just as if you don't make 10K, it doesn't mean you're a badass. Because the inner work needs to be you owning your worthiness, you owning the fact that you are enough, whatever your bank account, whatever your relationship status is, whatever your Instagram followers is, whether you've got children or you don't have children, whether you travel the world or you walk, or let's say you drive a car or you walk, let's say you rent or you have a mortgage. Like none of these things actually mean anything unless we make it mean something, right? And it's the same with money. You have to detach away from the meaning of I'm so this. One thing that literally was a mic drop, something I spoke about the other day in some of my content, was people think that it's money that makes them safe. And it's not. It's not. It's not the money that makes them safe. You have to do that work on yourself to feel safe, and then the money comes. That's how it works. Because money is energy and it gets attracted to that. As soon as you have that need, that want, right, and you're like, oh my goodness, yes. The two things in my life that I have wanted and needed were the two things that I found so hard to come to me. And one of them still hasn't come yet. Other things like the house, meeting my soulmate, Michael, Santiago, the baby, you know, all of these things were not wants, like, oh, I need this so much. I detached away from the outcome. I was like, I know it's going to happen. With money, there was a need, there was a must, right? So I repelled it. And with my health, there was a need and there was a must. I want so desperately to have no back pain every single day. Then of course I'm repelling that. And this was the revelation that I had last year when I was doing all my inner work of, wow, the one thing that I want so desperately and so bad, I'm absolutely repelling. So that's why we need to do that work on ourselves so that you feel enough and worthy just as it is. You're feeling the feelings like it's already happened. It's already done. Boom, shaka, laka, laka, boom. And then that's when we're in the energy. That is when we are in the freaking energy. And on that, my lovelies, I'm going to love you and leave you. I will post into the Facebook group the link to come and join the 6-figure You Masterclass. And also, if you're interested in Conscious Coach, just drop me a DM with the word Conscious Coach and let's have a chat to see if this is the right, perfect next step for you. Go and have the most epic freaking day. You goddamn badass. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.